So I'm out here in North Carolina on the Carolina Loop Trail, and I came across this little guy. See if I can do it. Little frog. Isn't that cool? So as you can see, we've got some really nice trails out here in North Carolina, and it is very, very deep into the woods that it takes you. And there are definitely some animals walking around out here, but you don't feel unsafe. It's a very clear, marked out path. And it's good if you want to stay active, while you're driving around. And there is a ton of trees. This is a sugar maple, and they have marked them out so you learn a little bit while you're hiking too. So this is an American holly tree that I have named Buddy. Not gonna lie, the Bigfoot believer in me sees stuff like this and it makes me think, that looks an awful lot like a shelter. Probably just the way that the trees fell down, but it does look as if it was intentionally placed that way. Pretty cool. As you can see, there are tons of downed trees in this area, which leads me to believe maybe there was a really bad storm, or maybe even a hurricane that came through here. We got an eastern red cedar here. And we got some really exotic sounding birds. That is a neat looking tree. Around us. Also, I wish I could have gotten a picture of it, but I wasn't fast enough. There was a bright red cardinal flying through there, and tell you what, I think those are just the coolest looking birds. We'll continue our path. And see what else we can see. So, as you can see, there does appear to be deer tracks running through here, which is super neat. Although I'd like to see a real one, not just a footprint. So I just heard something big moving out in this general area somewhere. So it made me stop and have to kind of check out my surroundings, because that is where the trail is going to lead. That's kind of the good thing about having all these leaves on the ground, is you can hear anything that's around you. So I'm now in a section called the Pine Forest. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm getting slammed left and right with spider webs. I feel like I'm gonna be like that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark. When I come back, I'm gonna have tarantulas all over my back. We are about, I'd say, an hour and a half into this hike. It's very enjoyable. All this beauty, and there's still some jerks out there. What a bummer. Looks like we've got some maybe raccoon trail or tracks going through this muddy section, which I think is super cool. There are these little frogs everywhere. They sure are cool looking, but they make a lot of noise. And so it looks like we are finally coming out of the Carolina Loop Trail, clocking in at about 2.5 hours from start to finish. It is not the most difficult trail that I've ever hiked. It definitely is a little strenuous. It's a long one, and it goes through some really muggy, hot forest. But yeah, if you're ever in Salisbury, North Carolina, you should definitely try it.